Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the beautiful TSIRANG artificial turf where today we have a fixture that carries enormous significance at the very top of the BoB Bhutan Premier League. It is TSIRANG FC at home versus PARO FC, and with the title race becoming tighter by the week, every point now feels priceless. Recently, Timber City climbed to the summit on 14 points. That leaves the reigning champions, PARO FC, just 1 point behind. The equation is simple. Win today and the Tigers reclaim top spot. It would be yet another change at the top of what has become one of the most unpredictable league campaigns in recent memory, and PARO arrive with every reason to be confident. After an uncharacteristically slow start to the season, the champions have found the form that has defined them for years. 4 consecutive victories, a 4-game win streak, a defense growing stronger, and an attack rediscovering its sharpness, and the side once again looking every bit like title contenders. But today's hosts have written one of the stories of the season. TSIRANG FC began this campaign in the shadows of the table. They endured a difficult start. They searched for answers, but finally with this starting 11, they have found their ways under head coach Pema. It is Antonio Tilenda Silva on goal, Kinzang Tsering, John Payne Sasha, their captain Alex Willen, Adash Vijay, Okutili Michael, Rinchen Namgyal, Bijay Samal this time has gotten the start over Stefan Stalin, Singawachu, Hafiz Olawale and Tampi Ernest. The starting 11 for TSIRANG responded with 3 consecutive victories, climbing from the lower reaches of the standings all the way into 3rd place where they are right now. 10 points to their name, 3 behind PARO. The opportunity today to tie PARO FC, who are at 2nd place, 3 points up, and they remain one of the league's form teams. But opposite them is a team with much better form. On a 4-game streak, it is PARO FC under head coach Pushpalal Sharma, Gelson Zangpo on goal, their captain as well. Ugen Doji has gotten the start this time. They did rest most of their starting 11 in their recent face-off against Ugen Academy. But Siddiqui Jawara back, Tariq Kazi 14, Yumong, the 15, Abduli Balde 7, Purpawanchi Yuta Mishima, Evans Asante, Muhibullah and Richard Sanya completing the starting 11 for PARO FC in their away match down at TSIRANG. On screen is head coach Pushpa Lal, one of the brightest minds in football Bhutan has seen in a long time. Has coached PARO to an incredible streak. No other champions since the start of this decade. It was Timber City who won it last, Transport United who won before them. But it has been a sea of PARO FC titles. But the beauty of this season, the headline, has been the fact that it has been one of the most congested tables in recent memory, or maybe even ever. Up at the top 4, it is Timber City at 14, PARO FC 13, the chance to take back their spot once again up on top if they can get the win here today. And again, a massive if, because TSIRANG has caused so many upsets. Their 2 losses came against Transport United and BFF Academy back while the youngsters were in superb form. But it was a TSIRANG FC that was yet to find their footing, and since then it has been a solid victory over solid teams as well. It was a 3-2 win against Ugen Academy, but the more staggering result was a 1-0 victory over Drukpa FC. And by no means a fluke as well. TSIRANG FC in form, one of the most dangerous teams in the league. Alongside PARO, they do field the most number of foreign players in their starting 11. This time, not really playing their fullest strength. It is Bijay Samal, who by no means is a drop in performance compared to Stefan Solin. Opened that score sheet in that 3-2 win versus Ugen Academy, but Stefan Solin is their highest producer. Alongside them, Hafiz Oladipo, orchestrated by Alex Willen, along with Okudili Michael up top, has been a threat against any other team as well. A dominant 3-0 victory against the otherwise hard-to-score military powerhouse Tenso. They followed it up with a 0-0 draw against Thimphu as well. So a lot to look forward to as these warriors mount their positions in the field here at TSIRANG. It is TSIRANG in their signature red. It is PARO in their away yellow. Do let me know which team you are supporting as we await the national anthem to set things in motion. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Songpo, and welcome. A beautiful sunny day here at Tirang. And the Warriors ready to compete. It is a high-stakes bout between second in the league, PARO FC, and third in the league, TSIRANG FC. 3 points separating the two. And the officials in the middle, it is Purbanch, the main referee, assisted by him, Kumar Sunwar, and Hastabadur Rai, the fourth official for today, Virendra Rai. Again, the reminder to our viewers as to what is at stake. Both teams, immense display of form. PARO FC, 4-0 victory against RTC. They did start off with a loss against Trukpa, a draw 0-0 against Simusiri, but since then, 4-0 against RTC, 3-2 against Transport, 5-1 against PFF, and 11-0 against Ugan Academy. The record now with them. But opposite them, TSIRANG FC started off the campaign with a lot of questions. A 2-1 loss against Transport United, a 4-2 loss against BFF Academy, which gave them a very slow start indeed. But since then, victory after victory, they have climbed and steadily made progress up to the top of the table. And third is where they are at right now, tied in points alongside former league leaders, BFF Academy. Not many options for them in the bench this time. Not quite sure what is the issue with Stefan Stolin, but he is not starting. Also, we were awaiting the much anticipated return of Tenda Doji, former legend, former Grizzly, and one of the most electrifying performers up in the Bhutan League. Was supposed to return for TSIRANG FC in their home debut, but 2 matches without any news. As for PARO, they do have plenty of firepower on the bench, one of the deepest rosters. In terms of talent, they have Tomoyuki Uno at number 5, Musa Khan on the bench, Tiger Kitajima on the bench, King Owachu, Kezan Sitim Namge, and Somsring Toji, who made a marvelous debut last time in that 11-0 victory versus Ugan Academy. So a lot of options, especially paired alongside the youth factor as well. PARO FC's campaign and their reign of terror here in the BoB Bhutan Premier League looks to be solid for a couple of years more as well. But do let me know which team you are supporting as we await the countdown to get things in motion and the whistle to set things off. And there it is, the whistle with PARO FC in possession. Both teams have plenty of foreign talent. TSIRANG has been the team to use as many available players to them as possible that have been signed from foreign countries. In their starting 11 this time around, their star forward, their star contributor, Stefan Stolin, not in the starting 11, has made a remarkable impact for the South side throughout their campaign, has been an incremental and a pivotal player in deciding when they can get their wins in. As for PARO, their 2 new Gambian signings, immediate impact, especially noticeable in that matchup against RTC. But since then, it has been their Japanese players that have caught fire. Yuta Mishima single-handedly giving them 2 victories. And now PARO FC, in a moment of opportunity, gets a whistle off of Okuteli. Michael Ugindoji did well, beating that challenge in from the burly forward from TSIRANG. And now PARO, a lot of options to work with. TSIRANG will have a lot of work on their hands. Antonio Da Silva in their goalposts has been a remarkable talent. His goalkeeping ability, second to no one here in this league. And it has been a league where the goalkeepers have gotten so many moments to shine and have risen to every expectations that were placed on them this time. The same burden on the silver. As PARO do have the opportunity to play it short. They do have the explosiveness in their players. They leave it for the last, drive it down the middle, follow up. Final contact, Yuta Mishima. It will go right out to a goal kick. A bit too much sauce there for Siddiqui Jawara to get a proper attempt in. Couldn't quite get under that ball as he would have liked. Back out to Gelson Zangpo has been captaining the PARO side as much as he possibly can. Has been solid. Well-deserved earnings to the Dragon squad last time around, however. Did not get to play in Bhutan's 2 recent international campaigns. But however, here in the domestic league has been having a lot of fun. Yuta Mishima sets it up for Asante. The opportunity to get one in early on. Recently had a record set by Ugan Academy for the fastest goal. Right at the 32nd mark, it was Naum Solam who found the nets. Posthumous City, but at the same time, we also did have the record for the fastest hat-trick as well. Celebrations plenty underway. 2 records broken in that same campaign, same outing. But the most goals scored still belong to PARO, 11, a decimation of Ugan Academy, as unfortunate as it may have been. It was also PARO playing a lot of their reserve players, as the referee having work to do early on. This time the call on Siddiqui Jawara. Strong challenge there on Okudili Michael in the first couple of games. Did struggle to find his balance, but given that mass of muscles he has on his frame, can only respect the effort Siddiqui Jawara made on 14 to send him down that easily. This time for TSIRANG taking it is one of their local starters, Kinzang, whose left-footed delivery goes far off and away. Had it not been for that net, would have been difficult to recover that ball. Early free kick opportunities for both sides, but not much promise to go on. Kelson, driven right down the middle, but can't quite find a man to get possession there. Cavani almost had a foot in, but missed that turnaround. It will be TSIRANG's. Short pass off to the wing. John Payne Sasha has been reliable as a captain this time around. Will make quick work of that progression there from PARO. And now Alex Willendites, one of a former Grizzly, signed alongside Fola Fofana and Afiz Alwala Oladipo up front. A part of the Transport United squad last season, alongside a couple of other players that they lost. But so far has settled himself into this TSIRANG squad. 21, a key part of their build-up. His ability in terms of vision and distribution, very lethal as Asante gets that cut in. Yuta Mishima right up front. Dangerous chance created there from Adash Vijay. From Evans Asante, who had Adash Vijay dancing around in the palm of his feet. At the balls of his feet. Quite hard to find phrases surrounding the foot, especially when a lot of phrases are with regards to your hands. As Okudili Michael gets a solid turnaround against Ugentochi, but the delivery down the middle towards Oladipo went right straight towards Mohibullah. But fortunately, Tsirang still do manage to recover position. Amidst that double team, will not find a way out. Alex Willen did all he could, will play from behind, and a clear and strong there from Kinza. Will send it out to that other wing, Evans Asante. Paro's beloved gets a beloved solid touch in towards Yuta Mishima. But that build up, despite the promise, not much conversion as Tsirang this time almost got a touch in past Gelson Zampo, but the lack of hesitation, the confidence from the goalkeeper to get that timing right and to get there before that ball could be chipped up and over. Yuta Mishima committing on that run, but that shot will go up first. Antonio Da Silva with the first proper save of the match. Again, a closer look at that attempt. Purple Wancho had the ambition, had the technique down to a T as well, but simply couldn't get it past Antonio Da Silva. Look at that early opportunity for Afiz Oladipo as well. Had the run set up quite beautifully had it not been for the goalkeeper who made the smart choice to run right up. Now back to Antonio Tillon. A calm stretch inside the first 10 minutes so far has been a showdown deserving of the hype. Tsirang, unlike their regional counterparts from seasons past, this time has been making a solid reputation for themselves with their performance. Their wins, by no means fluke, has been a testament to their ability. Alex Willen couldn't, however, get the header in the direction he wanted. It will kickstart the motion for Paro. Purpa on the right, strong there from John Payne Sasha. Goal kick awarded to Tsirang. Clean there from the captain, took no risks. Always love to see that sort of discipline from a defender who you want making no mistakes as that backline. Did see a lot of own goals, did see a lot of mistakes that caused easy goals for oppositions. Hopefully we do not see any one of them. PARO FC had the first own goal for this season from Musa Khan. But it has been a solid run since then. Past the 10-minute mark, this time Paro in possession at the right flank. Again, Ukudili, a solid hip in the way, but Siiki Jawara plays it calm, and now Paro facing off against a compacted TSIRANG defense in their own half. Does see space on that right, a flick up will keep possession alive, but no one to find that connection inside the box, posted up too deep. A header, however, will find it right back to Ampi Ernest. John Payne Sasha's partner in crime doing an amazing job this time around. TSIRANG holding on. They have denied a lot of build-ups over from the side of Paro. The only question now is how long can they keep it up for? Because time and time again we've seen teams crumble past the 30-minute mark when their conditioning fails and with a lot variables go inside. But so far it has been beautiful from the side of TSIRANG. PARO wins possession, left foot. Strong challenge there for Antonio Dylan da Silva, who makes clean work off of that effort. PARO will get possession yet again. Nima, solid throw in, header, kept in, but Okudili Michael will flick it right back out towards Purpa. PARO, however, still in possession through Chutur. Left footed, delivery inside, flick back here, Mishima. Solid contact on that volley with the ball. But the reflexes from Antonio Dylan da Silva on point right now. A hard wall for PARO to break, who will try again, looking to find another angle. Delivery, far post. Flicked in, but it is anyone's ball. Siddiqui Jawara gets headed in. Utah lets it roll. Richard Sania. Adash Vijay. Clean challenge there. Did send Sania down, but that was first contact with the ball. It will go right back the other way through Alex Willen. Again, decent effort there. It was Antonio Dylan da Silva that kept the scoreline level here at TSIRANG. That promise, however, does not bear any fruit, and it will go right out to Gelson Zangpo to bring it right back in.
Why?
PARO, the chance to make something happen. Repeat it. Decent attempts. A look at that first contact from Yuta Mishima. Spot to send it out first time. Close calls, and right now simply not falling in for PARO. A loose scramble there. An unroyal rumble, if you may. His body is piled up on top of each other. Again, a closer look at that. It was Cavani who climbed up on top of John Payne Sasha. But TSIRANG's captain is walking off simply fine. Although the referee may have a couple of words to prevent that sort of situation from happening again. Not necessarily an instant you want, out of which injuries are very, very common from that sort of situations. And now TSIRANG to play it long right up front. They do have Olawale Oladipo, but the header will send it right back off towards Asante. Keeps it under control. Right in front of the referee, Sania. Almost put in the chokehold there by Alex Willen, but no foul intent. PARO will play on. Siddiqui Jawara. Tariq Qazi. Back to Siddiqui. Left-footed driven in, but no contact there. The whip will, however, send it out for a throw-in instead. Opportunity for PARO to win back possession if they can get the timings on that press correct. Ball kept in play. TSIRANG looking to drive it from distance. Gelson Zangpo right at that post. Might have been a bit too ambitious. of an opportunity there for TSIRANG to even hope that they could have possibly gotten a goal out of that situation. And now Sanya keeps it up for Asante. Posted up against Adash VJ. Could not quite get the space he wanted to turn around. And now Alex Willen, off of the challenge of Kazi, will slow down that possession enough for PARO to get it right back. The Tigers showing brilliant promise, at least, compared to their opposition. But not quite seeing the development in that final third. Had a solid couple of efforts. The closest one to going in was that volley first time around from Yuta Mishima. Looks like they will try again. A casual lob, almost caught top corner. But no threat from that effort. Sanya slowly garnering so much love and affection from PARO FC fans, given his ability from distance. That shot power of his a threat against any goalkeeper if he's calibrated and warmed up. But right now, a couple of more minutes, a couple more attempts before we can see one fall at least towards the post for 97. Oladipo posts it up right down the middle. Singhe. Purpa steals it off clean. PARO can't quite keep possession. However, Singhe does well to recover. Again, that has been one of the striking qualities that Singhe has displayed up front. Goal contributions not really falling for him, especially given the level of defense all the teams are playing this time around. But he has found means to be effective as PARO tries one in. But no threat. Dylan De Silva picks it right back up. Again, as I was saying, Singhe, not quite the forward you would expect a lot of goals from, but his contribution in link-up, his effort, as you can see, making those runs, dragging those defenders away to spots far away from his partners, has been crucial. As again, Olawale Oladipo might have made a crucial mistake, faking. And fainting with that first effort, had the space to go for a goal in that first attempt, decided to hold it back, and by that time, lost the initiative. And now TSIRANG with the chance to get one in for the corner. From the corner, both teams equally as imposing in terms of physicality and aerial ability. Siniwachu right up alongside Ogundoji, trying to bother the vision of Kelson Zangpo. Taking it is Richard Namge, who whips in a lovely one. But Siddiqui Jawara, all the way from behind, will get a header powerful enough to send it right back halfway, all the way over to TSIRANG. And a brilliant possession there. Vijay Samal. Now up front, Singhe. Touch a tad too heavy, and the defense in the way. Mohibullah brilliantly positioned himself right between that ball and that touch. As the referee, a couple of words. This time seems like it is for Asante and Okudili Michael. No shortage of escalations in the BoB Bhutan Premier League so far. Plenty of red cards been thrown out as well. So hopefully these two teams are able to remain disciplined enough to avoid that situation. It does hurt when you rely on a consistent and the same starting 11 time and time again. Did see that same impact when Timber City was affected by the missing presence of Jonathan Zorella and Sadiq Suli. As this time, PARO can't quite find the connection up front. Cavani made a brilliant run. But too many bodies in the way. Kinzang have to appreciate the defensive effort he has been putting up all game long. 24 on the wing. It has been a solid matchup against PARO's otherwise intimidating forwards. Again, a miraculous rise this season from TSIRANG FC. A lot of questions, a lot of doubts as the season began, as PARO gets a drive directly towards the goalkeeper. Dylan keeps it in the line. TSIRANG now the opportunity to break past, and a bit too much physicality there on the challenge. As TSIRANG will now get the opportunity to resume play. Again, a closer look at that. Nimo Wangdi, an early yellow card. Guess he did not like the call from the referee, as the weather seems to be changing. Was beautiful and bright to start the outing here at TSIRANG, and right now you can see the fog steadily picking up. Again, does have Siddiqui right down the middle. Okutili, brilliant job getting the mark in, and now Asante will take it right down the middle. Okutili, a couple of swings towards Asante as PARO get a lob in. Adash Vijay has the aerial ability to get the header first. Ugandoji on the follow. PARO FC looking dangerous. Ball right down the middle. Tariq Kazi it is. TSIRANG. Again, look at the discipline on that defense, not biting on any fakes, any switches down on the flanks. They have remained compacted down the middle, and it gives possession right back. Alex Willen. Olawale Oladipo Singh making that run on that right, but it will be the shot that goes out first. Bleak chances of that one going in, but Olawale did like his odds. Mohibullah, solid defending, kept against the forward in stride, left no room to get a proper wind-up in, had to let loose a Hail Mary towards Kelson Zangpo. Went off right towards the stand, and we are back with PARO in possession. Rinchenamge off to Kenzang. Bijay on the wings. It was him who got the first goal against Ugan Academy in what initially looked like a possible loss for TSIRANG over at UAE Artificial Turf, but a couple of smart substitutions and 2 goals from Stefan Solin brought them way back in to kickstart their 3-game win streak. Right now, TSIRANG unbeaten in 4 games. Would have been a 4-game win streak as well if it hadn't been for that draw against Timpo. Now looking forward to regain momentum again. PARO, on the other hand, 4-game win streak. Singh couldn't quite follow up, and the centre-back will send it right back out to us. John Payne, Sasha, all the way across the other end. Kazi, brilliant effort winning possession back. Ugandochi right back out to Kelson. PARO. That right flank not giving them many opportunities. It is a side where despite Kinzang has been posted, it is their partnership and remarkable form from Kinzang and John Payne Sasha that has been keeping that right flank blocked off for PARO. On the other end as well, Tampi Ernest and Adash Vijay playing phenomenal defense. They are leaving a lot of gaps in for Yuta Mishima, given his stature, making it really hard to spot in those blind spots as well for TSIRANG. But so far, face-to-face in open play, it has looked promising, as this time the referee winded up. And a yellow card for Olawale Oladipo. 2 yellow cards already in this match. 1 for Oladipo, 1 for Nimawangdi. On the other end, might have been a bit too reckless with that challenge as well. Again, a closer look at that. Olawale did see Kazi coming in and went in with a bro kick to the chest. Looked like it was a solid contact with the studs towards his left rib as well. Well, Olawale Oladipo is lucky he didn't get off with a red. Does look like it really hurt PARO FC making that same appeal. But despite the intensity, not really the foul intent. Therefore, the referee to put out that red will be a yellow for Olawale Oladipo going forward. Again, look at the fans out in the crowd. TSIRANG definitely loving their stay up at that as one of the top teams in the BoB Bhutan Premier League this season. As a guy from Samtsi, would have loved to see the same storyline build up for Samtsi FC in campaigns past. But that is a distant memory. Yes, TSIRANG will have to fight off yet another wave from PARO. Kazi back on his feet, seems to be okay. Half finished, half Bangladesh. Does also have a wife who plays as part of the Finnish women's national team. Love to see that footballing community come in. Tariq Kazi being taken out on the sidelines. Too early for him to resume play. As PARO lobs off a long one to that left, and it will be far too long for any hope of recovery. And the fog back in again. Unpredictable weather here. Hopefully the goalkeepers can see each other. Antonio de Silva. The drop in visibility will make the ball harder to pick up, as it does so. PARO now with the throw-in gets it right back down the middle. Tariq Kazi. Ugindoji on the wing. Last time in that 11-0 victory versus Ugan Academy did not start. It was in fact their reserves who got a chance as PARO. Solid opportunity to get their opening from that volley. But will not be able to convert, and it will go right back the other way around. TSIRANG. Kenzang. Bijay. Alex Willen. Couldn't quite tame that ball with the control he wanted. Oladipo was right up in front of him. Decided to put a bit too much pace in instead. PARO. Promising build-up, one-on-one, and it is in! PARO, the reigning champions, with the opener against the underdogs of the league. And Cavani, the Gambian, Abduli Balde, makes it one right at the half-an-hour mark. Strong promises from PARO, strong promises from TSIRANG. And it is a beautifully placed ball up front. Antonio Dillon simply retreated in the face of that ball. That reaction came in a bit too late. But can't really do much in that one-on-one situation. Point blank as well. Not quite the best of starts for TSIRANG in their campaign, but we have seen time and time again The southern side coming back in from similar deficits. They do have the personnel to get goals in whenever they want. Right now, only a matter of building up that chemistry enough as PARO looking dangerous, got a decent delivery and Yuta Mishima lost balance. Couldn't find a finishing touch, but now back the other way. Abduli Balde on the other flank. Playing it calm, mashed up against Adash, did not really like the angle from a better angle, a whip intercepted by TSIRANG. But again, TSIRANG FC, slight panic in their game. They are rushing things a little bit too much. Again, look at that. Their defense simply crumbled the explosiveness. No chance there for Genzang on the other end. Was a spectacular display on that left back position. At least up until that magnificent run. Did not concede a goal, however. That will be the way TSIRANG will want to keep it for as long as possible before they have any sort of spark going forward into the other side's net. Solid effort. TSIRANG, they do have the numbers to work with as well. Alex Willen on that left, interrupted first by Nyima. And snatched away. Built up right down the line. Richard Sania gets past one, gets past two, but can't quite get past Tampy Ernest. But TSIRANG still unable to find any sort of promise on their connections going forward. Hands it right back over to PARO. And now with Tariq Kazi, the chance to conduct something magnificent for the Tigers down south. Abduli Balde, ambitious right down the middle, but too many bodies in the way to get it clean towards Yuta Mishima. Singh. Throw in, flicked up high. Okudili Michael with a solid chest, keeps it under control, flicks it right off of Sania. But that pass too slow for 97. Gets the read in. Two challenges in a row. No whistle this time around from the referee. Is holding on to it as Singh. Now off to the right. Okudili Michael steadily making progress into the box of PARO, but a header towards the middle. We'll send it right back out. A closer look at that clip again on Richard Sania, who fell first. It was Yuta Mishima who was knocked down second. Well, sure looked like there was a lot of contact in that. But PARO FC, as they say, ball don't lie. It will be their goal kick. No threat to their post. And the Tigers to restart from a goal kick. Imongli. Does seem like he got hit right in the face early on, but hopefully he is okay going forward. They do have a lot of personnel they can rely on, even if Nyima is out. Up front for PARO is Yuta Mishima, tied alongside Rinzin Toji and Taiga Kitajima on the bench for the top scorers of the 2026 campaign in the BoB Bhutan Premier League. 7 goals to their name. That amazing display against Bhutan Academy, helping them come level against BFF Academy's Rizdoji. As this time Abduli Palde gets possession right back in, but can't quite find the touch to get it right in towards the teammate. John Payne Sasha will get a solid read. Okudili Michael knocked down against Siddiqui Jawara. Both players clutching onto their backs. Did look like quite a hard landing there for both players. Okudili fell down first. Siddiqui at least got a pass in before he fell down, as well as both teams will be evaluated. Again, a closer look at that. Okudili Michael, Siddiqui, that penultimate. And look at that, Okudili's landing looking really awkward. Ishpalal. Not really liking the way the calls are going in this match. There were a lot of contact from the side of PARO. Maybe should have gotten the referee's attention a little bit. Back in action, Sanya, with the restart. Okudili Michael steadily jogging back in the ground. We do have a little bit of visibility as well. Very unpredictable weather here today at TSIRANG. But hopefully the fog, that sure will be coming soon again, is not enough to deter these players' performance and abilities going forward. As TSIRANG gets the throw in from the referee. Vijay Samal, left-footed right down the middle, but an easy read there for Pupa, who sends it right towards a teammate and out to Gelson Zangpo. Abduli Balde dropping deep. Patient possession, less than 5 minutes remain until we get to the halftime break. PARO, however, will want to make that lead a bit more comfortable than they would like, as Purpa gets a decent effort and a follow from Utah, still right there. But off to the sides. That attack nullified. Solid effort there from Just Silva as well. Took no risks. Save after save. A nonchalant delivery inside by Asante, and Purpa with plenty of power. Yuta Mishima, look at that instinct from the forward. Has gotten him so many goals in similar fashions early on for the Tigers campaign, and does not look like it will be stopping anytime soon again. Always love to see that sort of instinct and positioning from your forward. That way you do not really have to work your hardest. You can just simply clean up on the misses that your teammates are sure to make. And 1 out of 10 opportunities you get from situations like this will be enough to get you in a winning position. As Adash Vijay did not see him in a couple of games in the middle on that flank for TSIRANG. But since then has been back and solid for TSIRANG in that wing-back position as always. This time the matchup against Abduli Balde will leave room for a pass outburst. John Payne Sasha, strong challenge. Singh clean on the follow-up. And now Alex Willen taking it right down the middle. A well-timed challenge from Sania. Will give it right back out to Purpa. And now Cavani again. Left-footed delivery may have been a bit too low. Tampi Ernest gets a foot in. PARO took plenty of risks with that challenge from Vijay Samal. Again, a closer look at that shot early on. That follow-up could have changed the story, but the offside flag was up from the assistant referee. Two more minutes remain. PARO now the chance to close off the first half. The Tigers delivery inside. Tampi Ernest sends it right out. PARO do have a follow-up courtesy of Nimawangdi. Singh does knock him down. Anyone's ball at this point. Alex Willen fighting for it. And gets that pass out to Adash Vijay, who took a touch too heavy. Could not beat Abduli Balde in that lane. Too much pace from the forward there. As PARO throw away possession, decided to switch things up over to Asante. But proved to be a bit too hard of a challenge there. As now Vijay Samal had the footwork to create space on that first, but the physicality from Nimawangdi. The long-running Dragon captain. Decent work, PARO inside. Tampi Ernest yet again. Yuta Mishima in a dangerous position. Had that ball crossed Tampi Ernest in the back. Mohibullah, a bit too much body on that challenge towards Oladipo. TSIRANG's number 9 up front does have a yellow card early on for a bro kick against Tarikazi. But since then, both teams playing disciplined at the 45-minute mark. There it is, 3 more minutes of additional time before we hear the whistle to signal the end of the first half. Right now, TSIRANG looking strong. They do have a lot of fight left in them. They are simply not redirecting that effort towards clean deliveries up front. Abduli Balde, Cavani, 1-on-1 against Adash Vijay. That footwork does get him inside the box. Delivery in. Richard Sanya clipped his own foot off of that delivery. Does normally have the power and the technique to find that back of the net. But this time simply unfortunate. Again, Alex Willen delivery not quite there. But Vijay Samal with that flick keeps hopes alive. Delivery for post Kelson Zangpo. Calm hands there from the Tigers goalkeeper. And now up to Richard Sanya to decide the pace of the match. Abduli Balde holding on, waiting for a bit more help against TSIRANG. Look at that discipline line. They are doing well holding their zones. But in that back line of 4, there are always gaps that Yuta Mishima is frequently exploiting. by no means a fault of Tsirang. It is simply a consequence of the formation they are playing. But hopefully they keep that awareness and always keep an eye on Yuta Mishima. Again, right now is tied up alongside partner Tiger Kitajima and former top scorer who was alone at the top, Rizin Toji. 7 goals to their name, if I'm not wrong. Clearly the opportunity to get themselves alone up on that podium in this match here today. But Tsirang is making it as difficult as possible, especially Antonio da Silva. Remarkable shot-stopping ability on full display, and now the opportunity to send it right out. Tampionis, however, gets the slow roll. Last minute. Singe. Again, look at the effort there from Tsirang's number 10. His scoring prowess, haven't seen much of that, but he is more than making up for it as a link-up, as a glue guy up front in between Okudili Michael, Alex Willen, and Vizolo Oladipo, and a brilliant job he's doing at that too, as Alex Willen gets the lob in. Can he get the final touch? A bit too hard. And there it is. The referee blows the whistle as we enter the halftime. One for Paro, courtesy of a goal at the 30-minute mark from Abduli Balde, their number 7. And no response yet from Tsirang, who has been showing us their full capacity on the defensive end. That will not help them going forward right now, well within reach. They are at 10 points and the opportunity to bring themselves level against PARO FC and stop them from escaping their grasps. PARO, on the other hand, 1 point below current league leaders Timber City at 14 points. If they win here today, they will clear themselves 2 points up above Timber City. So a lot to play for. Hopefully they are reminded of what is at stake. But until then, this was your commentator, Vintage Toji. To let me know what you think the result at the end of the 90 minutes will look like and which team you are supporting going forward into the season. But this is halftime break. See you guys in the second half.
Escucha, pues águilas marinas. Karena jenis saja.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Songpo, and welcome back to the dramatic, for a lack of better words, showdown here between TSIRANG and PARO. It is a 1-0 lead in favor of the reigning champions, the Tigers, playing away down here at TSIRANG artificial turf. But by no means a comfortable position. TSIRANG right now third in the table, 10 points, 3 below. PARO will be looking to hunt down those 3 and narrow the gap between them and table leaders Thimphu City, who are up at 14. PARO right now well within reach of overtaking the leaders for yet another change. Up at the top position of the BoB Bhutan Premier League. First it was Trukpa, then it was BFF, then it was PARO, Thimphu City, PARO, and now Thimphu City with the chance for PARO to get it back right again. A dramatic race for the title this time around as we near the end of round 1. One substitution made so far. It was Kazadoji 14 that was brought in for Ugyen. And that is where we are at right now. PARO still in possession. Close opportunity. Cavani gets a touch in, but it is cleared off by Kinzang right towards Sanya, unfortunately. And a tug there. But the referee is pointing out at the edge of the box. A risky challenge there on Sanya by Kinzang, who otherwise has been having a marvelous game. But this time just a bit too desperate. Well, looks like it was Bijay Samal who made that challenge. Well, a lot of risks from 47 as PARO get yet another set piece. Their early efforts either went right towards the ball or far out into the nets behind the post. But hopefully this time we see one decent opportunity that simply makes it on target. Leave it up to the goalkeeper to deny your goal, not your own effort. But let us see what that effort looks like from PARO. Decent delivery, but again too far out for any sort of success. Siddiqui put plenty of power in, but simply couldn't tame that ball as much as he would have liked on an effort from that close. Siddiqui, fantastic footwork from the Gambian defender. Still anyone's ball at this point. Yuta Mishima couldn't get a header in past Tampionis, but that follow-up almost got a delivery off. Close call there against TSIRANG. Now back the other way, Gelson Zangpo. Throw in towards the new sub Keza Toji. Was played earlier in that possession by Ugindoji. Do believe that was the only sub. As PARO throw away yet another position, the reigning champions struggling to find a proper build-up. Against TSIRANG, they did have that one momentary lapse where Yuta Mishima simply exploded out again this time. Similar scenario, but just not the inches he would have wanted on that lift towards that ball. And now right back patiently. PARO FC steadily progressing up front. Nyima on that right early on in their campaign. PARO FC saw so many contributions from Nyima Wangdi. But so far since, not much impact from the Dragon captain. As now Singhe. Okudili Michael just a bit too early to make that burst of speed towards that ball, and it is a throw in for the Tigers. Close call there, Cavani right inside that box. Could have managed a touch, but a bit awkward with the footwork. Will simply let it roll. All smiles on his face. But not necessarily sure if that will be an effort that he will come to regret, because the Tigers are coming up with so many opportunities. Mohibullah, a bit too reckless, just simply climbed up over the man, and now Alex Willen the opportunity to send it up deep. Oladipo, despite the strength, just not enough vertically to get that challenge in over Mohibullah, and now Gelson Zangpo to send it back the other way. It is Yuta Mishima, as dangerous as ever, but this time the effort forced back. Considering a couple of antics up against Richard Sania, the referee struggling to keep order, but not much escalation this time around as PARO FC earned the whistle to get that start deep inside, and a yellow card it is from the referee towards John Payne. Sasha, the captain of TSIRANG. There's the whistle. Run up. Sania lofted inside, but Tampionis gets the header in over Tariq Qazi. Now the opportunity to continue on with what they were doing. Purpa had a decent opportunity for himself with that first touch early on in the first half. Saved by Antonio De Silva. This time around looking to put that same pressure in. Sania cleaning it off long. Singawanchu got right in the middle there. Uncomfortable scenario for PARO, looking to regroup. Delivery from a better angle. Headed away by TSIRANG. Oladipo gets a foot in. And PARO now losing initiative, find themselves all the way deep into the halfway line. John Payne Sasha, alongside Olawale Oladipo, two of the personnel that has received a yellow card in this match. On the other end for the Tigers, it is Nimongdi who caught one. As Bijay Samal plays it patient, right back Kinzang. Right in the middle, Rinchen, Kinzang, Bijay. This time the press from Asante and Tarikazi making it difficult to find an escape. Right back out to us, still in the silver. Yuta Mishima putting that pressure on, forces that delivery right down the middle, but it is accurate this time around. TSIRANG looking promising right down the middle. Singhe, but that pass simply played a step too forward. And back to Antonio De Silva. It is the goalkeeper for TSIRANG doing most of the heavy lifting here in this match. A series and an entire package of dramatic saves from the TSIRANG goalkeeper, right now keeping TSIRANG within reach of PARO's one goal. Singhe, header, brilliantly flicked, but Olawale Oladipo simply slowed down. The intimidation from Gelson Zangpo, a real factor in denying that shot from ever leaving. Nima, Yuta Mishima right down the middle, keeps it under control, off of the left flank. Delivery inside, rejected by John Payne Sasha, the captain, coming alive. Moibulla making that step in himself. Delivery inside, Yuta Mishima off of a strong challenge there from Tampi. Ernest will not find the balance to connect to that ball properly. And now Richard Sanya taking it in. A heavy step in from behind Alex Willen. Right in front of the referee will give PARO yet another chance to get one in from a set piece position. A bit too much momentum there from the side of the former Grizzly. So far, PARO FC's efforts have all been in vain, either to the wall or either to the nets behind. Siddiqui had that most recent effort, but this time does look like it will be the Nimongdi or Asante on that ball. Sania as well, all three decent options. Sania lofts one in, a header, flicks it right back out, but it is John Payne Sasha again. Sent back the other way. Singawanchu keeps their header in to keep it still inside PARO territory. A panicked flick there, all the way up front. Asante posted up, will not be able to beat Bijay Samal and Kinzang. At the same time, Rinchen Namgay helping out. Might have been a bit too late with that release. But Tampi Ernest, however, has the hustle to get that possession right back. Nimongdi, however, waiting for that ball. Header right down the middle. Sania. Look at that defense again from the local trio. Bijay, Rinchen and Kinzang making quick work off of PARO's threat. Danger averted, PARO forced to retreat. Mohibulla now from the halfway line sends it up to the left flank. Adash Vijay gets that header. Adash Vijay and Abduli Palte. Escalations slightly, but does manage to get off with a couple of words only. Always nice to see that level of passion from these players, as long as they are kept within reason. But this time around, no need for the referee to get himself in between these players, as we will resume with the ball from TSIRANG. Only at the 1 hour mark right now. TSIRANG deliver one long. Okudili Michael simply let it roll. And now the Tigers in possession. They do have a lot of personnel. 6 inside enemy territory. Now 7 with Richard Sania. That pass will go to 97. Asante on that right, matched up against Kinzang. His defense has been phenomenal. Can he continue? But a delivery. Asante caught everyone by surprise with that early cross in. Even his own teammates who were too far behind to connect on that run. Again, look at that. Antonio. Arms outstretched. Yuta Mishima. A step too behind was kept on side by Tampi Ernest. A silent stretch right now between both teams, and neither with clear initiative. Both teams are getting a lot of opportunities, but simply lacking the promise. It is PARO FC that are getting the better shots, the better quality in terms of effort towards the other side. Back to Antonio Dylan da Silva. His long passes have been accurate, but this time it is clipped off first by Nyimong D, and now Asante. Opportunity. Mishima, only a flick needed, but it is Dylan da Silva who denies that effort. But I do believe the flag was up to nullify that run nonetheless. Again, right now, 4:22 up front, Yuta Mishima. This match is an opportunity to separate himself from the tie that we have up at the BoB BPL 2026 season top scorers list. It is Dodo Rizdoji from BFF alongside Tiger Mishima on the bench for PARO, and Yuta Mishima tied alongside at 7 goals. So the opportunity to distance himself from his peers, as again Tampi Ernest gets a clean interception right in the middle. Positioned himself perfectly in front of that spot where Yuta Mishima was anticipating that ball. Love to see that defensive IQ on display, as Richard Sania, completely unintentional, but does get ball back in zone, sends him down, no whistle. Olawale Oladipo struggling up front. Formerly a dynamite and a powerhouse up front for Timber City, and Transport United had goals in the double digits, 14 I believe in the season before last season. And last season I do believe he had 9 goals to his name for the season. Not quite the production we expected from him, but still it was decent and it was consistent, especially alongside his partner in crime for the Grizzlies, Abayomi Olawasuen Fakunle. But right now, from the trio that has been brought back, it has only been Alex Willen that has survived properly. For the Fofana, no longer a part of this squad. Not quite sure when he was released, I believe. But TSIRANG has brought in their star contributor, their star production up front, Stefan Stalin, as Antonio Dylan da Silva manages a brilliant save yet again. PARO FC getting desperate, PARO FC getting ambitious. They are letting loose so many shots from distance. Early on, when we had the fog, shots of that caliber would have definitely fallen. Given the disguise and the camouflage they would have gotten amidst the weather. But right now it is very clear. As the Tigers play a throw-in. Stefan Stalin, look at that again on that left. This time sent all the way down. Do you believe there was unnecessary contact from Nyamong, who is already fighting off a yellow card? Already has a yellow card. He will have to be careful to not get noticed by the referee. Does get off. Is unhappy about the call, but it did look like he had the entirety of Stalin's jersey in his grasps. And now the opportunity to find the equalizer at the 65th minute. Stefan Stalin, Rinchanamge up front. Alex Willen as well, who played shot, taken completely by surprise. So is Okudili Michael. A cheeky play there from TSIRANG. But Okudili Michael lacking the awareness to get that finish off. And that opportunity ends without any attempt from TSIRANG. Now in the safe hands of Kelsen Zangpo to send it right back out. PARO. Kinzang challenging Asante on the wing, gets a clean deflection off. Not quite sure which way the flag will go. It does seem like it has been awarded to the Tigers. Yuta Mishima, brilliant flick. Sanya, it will roll right out. Purpa. Now too far out for a chance at a delivery. Sanya almost flicked it past Tampi Ernest, who will make clean work of that defensive effort. And now Alex Willen knocked down with a shoulder from Tariq Kazi, which will get a whistle from the referee. Amazing footwork there from Alex Willen. Got himself separated from Asante, but rushed that final effort a bit too early. And now a header will keep it in favor for the Tigers. Contest from Alex Willen. Whistle again. On the flanks, amazing burst of speed. But a touch simply too heavy, too far forward. Deep inside TSIRANG territory and unable to get that recovery. It will go instead right back out towards Antonio De Silva. Stefan Stalin, look at the energy he has brought in for the TSIRANG squad. His connection with Alex Willen, solid. But the final receiving touch a bit too heavy, and now back the other way. PARO FC get a clean avenue in from that left. Adash Vijay beat off right between the legs, and TSIRANG will send it right off for PARO to restart. Alex Willen. TSIRANG a bit too hopeful with that pass. Will send it right towards Mohibullah. John Payne Sasha. Kinzang, brilliant flick. Rinchen, look at that connection between the two. That final step over will seal the deal and possession for TSIRANG. Down the left flank, Stefan Stalin back to Rinchen. Missing that final outlet. Mohibullah merciless in that clearance. Stefan Stalin back to Kinzang taking on that assignment. Tarikaze it is now. Richard Sania causes Stalin to stumble, does not get the whistle. It will be the Tigers to take the throw in the other way around, looking for a quick throw in. Stalin still wanting that goal. Did feel like it was a tug that caused him the stumble in the first place. Asante. John Payne Sasha timed at 50-50 to brilliant perfection, but TSIRANG's captain is down. Again, a closer look at that. Kinzang missed on that clearance. John Payne Sasha got the timing correct, however. Dylan tries it right up front, hoping for any connection with any of his teammates. And TSIRANG this time fortunate to get a throw in deep inside Tiger territory. Kinzang. His defensive prowess has been on full showcase mode in this match here today. Has been a consistent member of the starting 11 and the chock full of talent. Starting 11 of TSIRANG. Always nice to see such underrated gems in the Bhutanese football scene. Would love to see them develop and commit to their craft even further. As PARO. Simply unfortunate there for TSIRANG. As John Payne Sasha couldn't get that clearance off properly. Inside the back of their own net, off of that delivery from the flank, PARO FC now have a surprise 2-goal advantage. Well, well, would you look at that? Abduli Balde, Yuta Mishima right behind. John Payne Sasha tried to deny it. And simply ended up putting it in perfectly bottom corner. Huge blow to morale. As TSIRANG make yet another sub. This time it is Tenzin Wanda there, number 7 coming in. For Gutili Michael. As for PARO, it is Kinga coming in. It is Tiger coming in. And it is Yuta Mishima coming out. Tomoyuki Uno coming in. Alongside Sitim Namgyal. A lot of substitutions being made. At this point in time, pretty confident with regards to the direction the match will go in. But again, substitutions from PARO FC are a bit awkward and a bit weird. Because these subs that are coming off the bench would most definitely be in the starting 11 of any other team in the league. Referring to the depth in the roster that they have. Tezuanda, brilliant footwork, gets that escape past 3 defenders. And now Alex Willian right down the middle, can't quite cut it past Tomoyuki Uno.
Dá mais um botão aqui. Tá. Vamos embora. Hã?
That was a new sub for TSIRANG. Tezuanda, who was brought in, did have that masterful dribbling sequence early on. Again, a follow-up there from Tampi Ernest will go out the same way as that effort. Also, our sincerest apologies, did have some issue with the microphone as those substitutions were coming in. But do let me know if it is now okay. It did give us a lot of issues early on as well. But did not really miss much. A couple of substitutions from PARO. It was Tomoyuki Uno, Kinga Wanchukeza Doji and Sitin Namge, who was brought in. Yuta Mishima now denied opportunities to separate himself from the top of the pack at the top scorers list. Partner in crime Tiger Kitajima from Japan is right alongside Yuta Mishima up at the top as well. 7 goals to both their names. And a surprise at the top is also Rinzin Doji from BFF Academy, tied alongside that top scorer ranking. Again, a closer look at that unfortunate error from John Payne. Sasha simply wanted to get it off as quickly as he could before it could ever get to Yuta Mishima, but fell a bit too short, and that sight of a clearance simply put it in past Dylan De Silva. Early on, a 1-0 lead was manageable for TSIRANG. But right now, after that own goal, a bigger mountain to climb. but they are getting a lot of opportunities. And if we look at the bright side, Tenzin Wanda, the sub for Tsirang, got off a fantastic volley. Simply could not place it as neat as it possibly could have been to get a goal in. Tampi Ernest with the follow-up as well. Decent opportunities. On the other end, Dylan De Silva has been putting forth a masterful goalkeeping display. So many sequences of great saves that has been keeping TSIRANG FC in contention right now. A lot to play for as well. Only 3 points separating the two teams on the field right now. PARO FC at 13 in second place. TSIRANG at third with 10 points to their name. Can bring themselves level with PARO and 1 point behind current league leaders Timber City. As for PARO, a win here today will give them a little bit of a breathing room for any slip-ups from the side of Timber City. 3 points here will take them right up to 16, 2 points above Timber City. But both teams are in amazing form. So really hard to tell which team will end up alone top of the table at the end of the season. Do let me know which team you are rooting for and which player you feel has been really underrated in this season. We do have the familiars. We do have Asante. We do have a couple others who we know can shine, but there has been a meteoric rise. Teams like BFF Academy on especially have been generating talents whose potential are being put to the fullest test and are blooming quite beautifully as well. But without further ado, less than 10 minutes here. Adash Fiji does have Rinchan right down the middle, gets a clean one into us. Alex Willen, Singh really having trouble up against the PARO backline. This is the reserve squad that PARO has put forth, 4 substitutions made. But still, again, my personal observation, the guys that PARO FC, given the depth that they have in the bench, would be playing in the starting 11 for any other team. Simply speaks to the legacy and the culture and the sheer dominance that PARO FC has been on here in the BoB Bhutan Premier League. No other champions in this decade alone. As the referee smiles on his face, will get the double yellow and the red card. Over to Kinzang. Had to play it safe, but too much tension in this match for these players to take any sort of risk. And unfortunately, now it is TSIRANG who will be fighting with a man down. 24's presence in that left-back position, a crucial defensive juggernaut up in front of their captain John Payne Sasha that had denied a lot of chance. But look at that. Do not even think that that was intentional. But well, what's happened is happened. Kinzang Tsering will be out for this match and the next. As Asante, this time the opportunity to get a delivery in, but quite unlike someone who's practiced that shot so many times, will get it off right down to TSIRANG. But simply right now, fortune favoring the Tigers. Man down for TSIRANG. Rinchan, however, still struggling. So many Tigers. Yima making that overlap in, but that pass a bit too out. Richard Sania, left-footed, whipped in, right towards Antonio De Silva. No pressure there for the goalkeeper, simply easy grabs and now back the other way. Nima. Tomoyuki Uno, since the return, the Paro legend has been creating waves upon waves of impact. Typically, you would not see that sort of impact from a guy coming off of an injury. Not quite sure as to the details of what that was. But Tomoyuki Uno back to where he belongs. Donning the Tigers jersey, his presence has been crucial both in terms of skills and both in terms of morale. As Tiger sets up a brilliant left foot. Therefore, Chutur, but it simply does not fall in past Antonio da Silva. Again, look at that. Had the proper wind up, decided to play it short. But that was simply where Antonio was waiting for. Now it will go back the other way. TSIRANG, decent opportunity. Can't find a tap in that final stretch. Alex Willen otherwise marvelously set it up. Gelson Zangpo a bit too late to react to that, as Siddiqui Jawara is down as well for Paro, and a sub is underway for TSIRANG. Fiz Olawale Oladipo. Such an amazing talent, but hasn't really been able to find the footing that we know he is capable of delivering here in the 2026 season of the BoB Bhutan Premier League. Also, we are yet to see the return of Tsendaf, who has signed for Paro TSIRANG this season. This is their second match playing at home. Should have seen him in the first, but haven't really seen him even in the second one since then. Has professional commitments to work with. That was the reason we were told. As now the Tigers set up for yet another delivery. Too much power yet again, Asante. Tezwanda has been one of the few lights continuing to shine for TSIRANG in the second half. His dribbling ability on full display, a bit too much weight on him to properly compete. And his technical ability, hard to miss. As Alex Willen lobs off a beautiful one, but Gelson Zangpo, no threat anywhere near the goalkeeper. Dylan. Really hard 2 goals to swallow for the TSIRANG goalkeeper. So many saves. But that is the troubles of a goalkeeper. That is the woes of being the man in the back beneath the goalpost. You make 8 or 9 saves, but it will not matter if 1 or 2 falls in, and right now that is the case. For Dylan, as Paro looked to make yet another attack, mounted right down the middle. Decent delivery inside from Kinga, went untouched. Well, it did seem like there was a touch from TSIRANG. And with that, Paro will earn an opportunity to get a header in. This time they have brought in Taiga Kitajima for Yuta Mishima, who is one of their primary threats up front. They also have Siddiqui Jawara. Posted right in, taking that set piece is Kezang Tochi. Delivery decent, Tiger. Rose up in the air, and there's the signal. 4 more minutes of additional time have been added. Confusion there. Alex Willen couldn't quite get around Chatur. But the follow-up still ahead of Nyimawangdi, and brilliant bit of flair there from Richard Sanya. Stood as calm, stood as composed as he could humanly be. Got that ball past Alex Willen, and now the Tigers simply playing for time. Decent delivery. Almost found the net as well. Solid effort there from Kinga, looking to make instant impact right off of his substitution. As PARO earn yet another corner. Tiger and Siddiqui, the targets inside the box. They may play short as well, which they do. Nyimawangdi from a better angle. Whips it far and out, just a bit too much power place on that ball. And it will go right out to Antonio De Silva to continue it on for the next 2 minutes. The chance to at least get a consolation in and to deny PARO their clean sheet. The only question is now, will TSIRANG be able to stay composed enough to get that opportunity? As Dylan, his long passes have been decent, but this time the challenge strong enough, will get it right back the other way. A series of step overs, outlet towards Richard Sanya, a touch too heavy. Still Sanyas, and unable to keep control. Adash, Vijay and Sanya, tension escalating since the first half. Adash had Sanya been down on that fence for way longer than necessary. Already a lot of yellow cards thrown around in this match. A red card already for that double yellow on Kinzang. And look at that, the referee smiling as he is sending those two players off with the warning, it seems, this time around. But nice to see the handshakes between the two. Kinzang right in between. Had a couple of words before he dragged his teammate away. And now TSIRANG, the last 30 seconds to close off this match. The Tigers have this win pretty much in the bag. Tarikazi up in the air over Tenzingwanda. Thringelson brilliantly plays header, keeps it in the way of Asante. Sanya right down the middle. It will go towards Tomoyuki Yuno. We are past the 4-minute mark, but the referee may award a couple more seconds for this play to build on. Kinga. Possession kept alive. Asante. Follow up on that volley. Will send it up high into the air and punched away by Antonio. A dramatic end to that sequence. Anyone's ball. But it is TSIRANG who has the heart and the numbers to win possession of that ball. Looking for that quick restart. May get a couple of seconds more because of that delay in the additional time. But that will be all. PARO walking away with 3 points and now back on top of the BoB Bhutan Premier League. Now up to 16 points, 2 points clear of Timbu City. TSIRANG still in third, but one more loss added to their tally. Still 10 points, still within reach of the top 2 positions and maybe even top 1 if they can bring their form back up alive. BFF Academy tied alongside TSIRANG with 10 points is the contention up on top. The other battles worthy of note are down at the bottom. Bhutan Academy still down at 3. 7 losses to their tally. But back to the match at hand. It is the Tigers to celebrate. TSIRANG, 2 matches played at home. Won the first against Tensung, but this time will not quite get the celebrations they want. As the storyline ends here, PARO 2 and TSIRANG 0. Congratulations to PARO FC for climbing right back up to the top of the table. But it is not safe. It is the beauty of the season this time around. A lot of teams the chance to give the reigning champions PARO FC a run for their money. But until then, thank you guys for your love. This was your commentator, Uganjesh Toji. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the support. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do go over to our pages on Facebook for more announcements, for more news, and for updates with regards to the BoB Bhutan Premier League. Also, massive thanks to our main sponsors, BoB, Bank of Bhutan, our internet partners, Bhutan Telecom, our beverage partners, Coca-Cola, and to our clothing partners, Hummel. Until then, thank you guys for your support. See you guys in the next one.